Hi and welcome. My name is Tolan and I'm the co-founder of Productivity Me. In this video, we're going to go ahead and look at the idea of recommended charts within Microsoft Excel, which is a new feature to Microsoft Excel 2013. So if you're interested, go ahead and join us in this video. If you want to follow along, go ahead and download exercise file 08.03 and you'll have the same data that we have on our screen. So in the last video, we looked at how to insert charts manually, and we did this by doing things like selecting the data we wanted and then going to insert and selecting the chart, maybe a column chart. I'm going to just delete that by clicking on the chart and then hitting delete. Now, also on the insert tab, also in the charts group, is this giant icon called recommended charts. And recommended charts allows us to select from what Microsoft Excel thinks would be a good set of choices for our data. So if we were to select this, it may offer kind of what we might have chosen initially anyway, such as a clustered column. So the clustered column here has quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. And then here it would again be quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Now if we were to select it where we were to include the labels of north, south, east, and west, you'd notice that the recommended charts now are congruent with those individual choices, so that of north, south, east, and west. Now maybe we should do a line chart or maybe a bar chart. There are different types of information that we could do. So one of the interesting things about recommended charts is the suggestions might change depending on the information that you select. So if we were to say just select a chart for the north region, when we go to recommended charts, it might suggest something like this clustered column. Again, we might have a line chart, but now it's going to perhaps suggest a pie chart, which it didn't necessarily do when we had 4 different regions selected. So recommended charts is kind of this dynamic suggestion machine that will propose different types of charts based on the data that you've selected and what it imagines might be the most useful for you. So let's again select these 4 different regions and 4 different quarters, go to recommended charts. There is no pie graph, although there is a stacked area graph, which is kind of cool. Let's just go with the clustered column. However, if you didn't like any of these recommended charts, you could always go to the second tab where it says all charts, and then you would have the choices that you might have otherwise. So you cluster column, stack column. These are subgroups of each individual type of column chart. Same with the line. You could have just a basic line chart, a stacked line chart, line with markers, maybe a bar chart. Pie chart probably wouldn't be super appropriate, but it could be. Maybe an area chart or these individual items. So we could also, if we had some templates of different charts, we could come in here, or we could look at the recent ones that we would have selected. So I'm just going to do a recommended cluster column chart, and then we could modify from there. So recommended charts are kind of a great tool because, as we'll discuss in a later video, you can then change the chart type. So if you decide that you don't like cluster column, you could maybe go to a line chart. And if you didn't like this presentation of line chart, you could select a different style or even a different quick layout. That too is an option. So again, recommended charts are a cool way to just dynamically generate a chart, and then you can use that as a starting point to look at different types of charts, and then you can easily change the chart type, as we'll discuss in a later video, or change the style, which we'll also discuss in a later video. So definitely don't feel like it's a permanent choice. It's just an option and an additional tool that Microsoft Excel has provided in order to try to make your life easier. In our next video, we're going to discuss in greater detail the idea of chart data and the different chart elements and how you can start to think about those chart elements when creating your chart in Microsoft Excel. So join us for that in the next video, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.